every little thing. Exactly. Like you're doing it.
Give him he could work fast. He could work fast, Dickie.
Wow, that's good. That's
He could
really
work
good.
fast.
Yeah.
Here's a gift.
Dude, I am fired up. I'm fired up. I mean, oh my God.
Just kidding. It's not muted. Yeah, this
Ladies
is
and
extremely exciting to cut Chris Wylde
Wow.
off. Go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead. No, I'm just going to say I'm Chris Wylde. This is Zach Connor. And we're reviewing The Many Saints of Newark. Holy shit.
I mean, right off the bat, we got to let everybody know that this is going to be spoilers heavy. Because this is a prequel to the Sopranos show, which we are reviewing in its entirety right now. So everything that happens in this movie, you've already seen within the show. If you haven't seen it in the show yet, obviously, Chris and I recommend go back, watch The Sopranos, watch our reactions and reviews that we've been doing on Sopran'Bros. We have 3 episodes up so far, and here we are now with The Many Saints of Newark. What a movie. Again, right off the bat, there's going to be spoilers, and I'm not going to give a rating until the end, but this was an excellent film.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I got to tell you, completely blew my expectations away. You know, obviously,
I agree.
Like fans of the show, like obviously we're going to feel a little bit more passionately about it. But man, there's so many things I want to hit here that I mean, not only does it do Sopranos fans justice, but just like as a movie altogether, like it was, I thought it was so good. I thought it was excellent. There's very little that I had to complain about. There is a couple things. There's one major thing that I have to complain about here. And look, we haven't talked, me and you, we have not talked about this since either one of us have seen it.
Correct.
Yeah, so I'm interested on what your take was. And again, if for those of you that are interested or have watched the Sopran'Bros, you know that we usually do a deep dive, which is scene by scene interpretations of right now 3 episodes. This is a little bit different. This is like an instant reaction, so we're not going to go scene by scene. We won't do that later. But This is just me and Zach's basic reaction to this film. As again, we have not talked about this, so this is the first time that we're actually talking about what we thought of the movie. So first impressions, that first scene to me was, I mean, it gave me goosebumps right away.
First off,
what did you think?
Your prediction, spoilers, whatever you had called it, on Sopran'Bros episode 2, I think it was, about Christopher narrating, was on the money, and I'm extremely happy that it was true and on the money, because Christopher is fantastic. The opening scene was phenomenal. It gave you a brief history on real life characters as far as within the graveyard, like real life mobsters, along with characters within the show universe, and it kind of brought you up to speed. Soda Sorts. I'm stoned. Soda Sorts. What's Soda Sorts?
Soda Sorts is a new thing. It's
like extreme Soda Sports. By the way, we don't drink soda. We drink water.
Yeah, fuck soda.
But I mean, I'm gonna go with my negatives first. I'm gonna get my negatives off my chest, because they're not even real negatives. The main thing, my main thing about this movie was the script. I actually thought that, like, my initial thought immediately while watching the movie is, this is Goodfellas of 2021. This is in that stratosphere of amazing mobster movies. And when I think back and look back, some of the scripting, there were a couple moments within the movie where it felt very Vin Diesel-ish, if I can say that. And I know that's going to piss a lot of people off.
Yeah, it kind of pisses me off a little bit.
I mean,
what you mean by that?
So some of the dialogue back and forth was the most pretentious, predictable, dumbass mobster dialogue that you could come up with, and it felt like, especially when they were in Satriale's and you had, You know, you have the boss, you have the guys counting money, similar to what we've seen in The Sopranos, but they're doing it in their 1967 version. And some of the things they were saying were like, all right, we get it. You guys are like the funny ones. It was just lame dialogue where when David Chase did the show, there was never, if anything was lame or corny, it was meant to be lame or corny. It wasn't bad writing. So that's my biggest thing with this.
Well, I can understand that. I want to go back to that first scene.
Okay.
And the way the movie starts out. And I was wondering too, when they said that Christopher was going, and we actually talked about this in the Sopran'Bros, like you said, episode 2. We wondered, like, how are they going to make this work? Like, Christopher got killed by Tony at the last season. How are they going to, he's dead. So how is he going to narrate? It doesn't make sense. How they did that, I thought was just like excellent. In the graveyard, as you walk by, like you're the viewer, walking by each gravestone.
Ain't no grave can hold my body down.
Get it? You got more? Go ahead.
Ain't no grave can hold my body down.
So you go by the graves, and
ain't no grave can hold my body down. So there ain't no grave can hold my body down.
And you just witnessed the first episode of Sopran'Bros karaoke. There he goes. But you 3, 2, 1. But you walk by the gravestones, and all the gravestones are talking. The people that are in the graves are talking.
Correct.
They're just talking.
It's
you
like
walk by one, it's a female, blah 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 blah. My ass, whatever.
Yep.
And then you get
my ass. Bob Moran.
There you go. One more time. You got another one in you. And then you get to Christopher's, and he's talking about the Sopranos.
Yes, like mid and post Sopranos.
Yeah, and he's like, and he gets to a point where he's like, they show little Tony,
and he's like, fuck,
he was a little fat bitch,
fat ass bitch.
Yeah, 1960s Tony, and he's like, there's my uncle. And at one point, he's like, he smothered me to death.
Yeah.
And
it hit. And you fucking felt it, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, like, holy shit. So I love that. The part of it was like it was basically like 2 episodes of The Sopranos. That's what the movie was. The first part, two big episodes. Like the first episode was like the 60s. You got Tony, he's just a little kid. And the major character in this is Dickie Moltisanti, played by Alessandro Nivola, who I thought, dude, David Chase, man. The casting for this was
David Chase, man.
David, yeah. It was superb. It was, I mean,
who do you think, honestly, who do you think the best cast and best acted for their character was? Legit.
So, I know who I want to say, but I know who the real answer is going to be. Okay. I want to say Junior. I want to say Junior Soprano, right?
Your sister's cunt.
Yeah. Corey Stroll. But honestly, it's Alessandro Nivola as Dickie Moltisanti. And I'm going to tell you this because there were times in this film where I saw Christopher.
Yes. You can tell he's had to have studied Christopher.
Yeah. There were things that he did. There was it was just the way that he acted about things. I saw Christopher in there. But yeah, he just played the part great. I mean, he just absolutely just nailed so many different things. I think he became a new character in that Sopranos universe. You know what I mean? It's somebody that I can see them digging in a little bit deeper to if this story goes further, which who knows as far as the end of this was. Should I go ahead and give to you like my biggest caveat, like the thing I hated the most about this?
Before you do that, I want to actually give you who I think was the best cast and best acted. And Sopran'Bros fans out there, you know how I feel about this chick. But I will be 1,000,000% honest with you. Vera Farmiga absolutely nailed Livia. Yep. And I'm sitting there in the movie theater, and I wanted to go rip the screen in half every time she was on it. She was phenomenal.
She killed it, and I like her as an actress. Like
absolutely, Conjuring. Fuck.
Well, if you haven't checked out Bates Motel, it's a series about young Norman Bates. she played his mother, and I mean, she is such, like you mentioned, The Conjuring. She's such a great actress, and she absolutely nailed Livia. She
Mm-hmm.
absolutely nailed Livia. And again, this casting was so good. So you talk about her. Obviously, you can't talk about this movie without talking about the son of James Gandolfini, Michael Gandolfini.
So
He,
I went into this movie thinking and expecting, based on the trailers, based on the marketing. I mean, if you go to the Wikipedia for the movie, the poster says who made Tony Soprano.
yeah,
I honestly wasn't interested in a full Tony Soprano movie, which is why I was pleasantly surprised, because really it's a Dicky Moltisanti and
yeah,
Junior movie
yeah,
with Tony. And like you said, we don't get Gandolfini's son until like the second half of the film.
yep,
But however, the kid has it. And I don't mean he just has it to like play his dad. Like he has it
yeah.
as an actor, he has a presence, and I can tell he's got it to like snap like his dad does.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's the thing. That's the thing that you said. Like, he wasn't playing like a parody of Tony Soprano. Like
correct.
he was acting, and it
Yes.
just so happened because he's his son, he looks like him.
Correct.
That
Yep.
parts of that came out, and that was I was just like blown away because, like you said, I was like, man, this kid's like got something here, and he just did an awesome, awesome job
Like I
as
think
young
about
Tony.
when he was in his bedroom listening to the with the hot speakers right beside his ears. I was
Yeah,
thinking back to Tony on the episodes like right before spoiler alert for Sopranos, where he has like his anxiety attacks while he's driving, but he's the happiest motherfucker in the world. He's got like his 60s music on and he's
yeah,
driving and he's like, tapping the car, and like
yep,
I can picture that scene. I can picture him now, what he looked like back then, and
yeah.
it's what his
And
son looks
even
like.
And even season,
Whoops.
like I think it's 5 or 6, he was in the movie theater, his own theater, and he had the
Yes.
music blaring. He was like, music was like his thing.
Hmm.
But as you bring up like scenes from the series, kind of mirroring the movie, I marked out huge. They redid the scene that they did in the series of when young Tony saw that guy getting shot outside the
Hmm.
carnival,
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh my god, like this is perfect!" Like
it
because they
is.
couldn't have left that out because that was the first time Tony really saw his dad as a mobster, and they recreated that with those characters flawlessly.
Now I
And I
want to
was
go
like,
into that because I honestly think that John Barenthal was completely wasted in this film.
"Oh man, dude, I liked him here. I
Yeah,
really
you
did."
liked him, but like what impact did he have? He barely had any lines. They did all the makeup job on him. They gave him the fake hair and all that. I don't think they used Barenthal to his maximum potential, is my point.
So here, oh man, so this is where we disagree a little bit. I agree they didn't use him to his full potential because this was a story about Dickie. Now they can go further if they decide to go further with
Mhm.
him now that Dickie is dead. Spoiler alert. Um, but I thought he played the role of Tony's dad like perfectly. Like you could see parts of older Tony in
I'm not
Barenthal, the way he
disagreeing
was
with that.
freaking out. Like now his
Yeah.
role was not to be the star.
I
His
also
role,
understand that. Yeah.
but he could have definitely been the star, because he's such a great actor. And like I
I
said,
think they
you
could
could
have just given him a little more to have more on-screen presence.
they could have,
Is
and
my point.
that's one of my major. That's why, like, if I'm to rate this, and we'll do our ratings later, I'm gonna go by a 10 scale. And I'm just gonna give it away right now. I'd give it like a 9.9 because I think they tried to put too much in. They tried to, what do we say? 10 pounds of shit into a 5 pound bag, right? Like
Mhm.
I feel like they just tried to put too much in, and he was part of that. Because like you said, like it's a guy that we all recognize from the Punisher series and The Walking Dead, and he's like a Main Street actor, and he very well should have had a bigger role in the movie, but Dickie was the star with Tony following underneath him. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed him in there. Because I'm
I
like, wow,
enjoyed him.
yeah,
That's the thing. I wanted
yeah,
more. So maybe that
yeah,
was the point. It
yeah,
does seem like this movie could potentially, especially with the subtitle of a Soprano story, it could splinter off into about 5 different other
yeah,
films. And
Yeah.
one of them that I would love for them to touch on is the rise of a character named Harold, played by Leslie Odom Jr., who absolutely fucking nailed everything he did
Yeah.
in this film.
I was really conflicted with the storyline. I felt
Okay.
like first off, it ended with no closure.
Spinoff.
Again, trying to put too much. Yeah, and I don't know. I was like, he played he played his part well, but I was like, man, okay, whatever. I mean, there's just
That's a big
wasn't.
deal. Like, he was the first black male to rise up against the five families.
Yeah,
Like, that's a big deal.
it's a huge deal, but at the same time, it's like, and like you said, spinoff. But
Yeah.
and this is spoiler. This is spoilers all over the place. But he fucks the. Oh my god. He fucks
Jessepine, I think her
he's-
name is.
Yes, Dickie's like the love of his life.
Well, before it
then-
was Dickie's love of his life,
It was his
it
father's.
was his father's.
Yeah.
love of his
And,
life
you know what?
from
Before I
Italy.
get any further, let's talk about Ray Liotta.
Fucking
Henry
Ray
Hill.
Liotta.
Oh my god,
Who would have thought that he would be playing twins, ladies and gentlemen?
dude!
Two different
look,
characters.
I didn't. I thought I missed something. While I was
So did I
watching
at
it.
first. Yeah, so did I.
I remember the trailer, seeing them in jail, him talking to Ray Liotta in jail,
Yeah.
and then so basically, what happens, guys? If you don't feel like watching the movie, is Dickie
Watch it and come back and watch us anyhow.
Yeah, Dickie Moltisanti falls in love with this girl that Henry Hill, listen to me. Ray Liotta brings over from Italy,
Yes.
and he's just a dick. He is
yeah,
he
he's a
is
piece of shit.
piece of shit.
He
Like,
wooed her over in Italy, promised her a life over here,
Oh.
brought her here, shoved her in the house, and
Yeah.
said stay.
and hits her like, I mean, he's
Kicked her
just
down the stairs.
kicked her down the friggin' stairs. He's in Satrial's telling the most horrible jokes that everybody has to laugh
Yeah,
at because he's
but
like
you know
the boss.
why? Because he had to get that fucking Ray Liotta laugh in.
Yep, that's what I thought too. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Yes. There it is. Without all that. But yeah.
I'm lightheaded. Yeah, I'm lightheaded.
So he gets killed. Dickie kills him. Dickie takes his head and slams it into the steering wheel like 25 times.
That was so good.
I'm like,
It was so fulfilling.
it was. It was. It
Mm.
absolutely was.
Ah.
Oh, well, there you go. And Dickie blames it on there's these riots going on because
1967 riots, yeah.
Yeah,
of New
race
York.
war. So Dickie blames it on that.
Real quick, you said race war. When I was a kid, there was a Predator comic book from Dark Horse Comics called Predator Race War.
Okay.
And it was about Predator 2, if you remember, had the race wars in Los Angeles of the 80s and 90s, the Colombians and all of that. So that's what the comic was about also. I had no idea at this point what races were. Like, I just thought we were all the same.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm thinking at some point the Predator's going to fucking run a race. And he's just murdering people. So that's all I have to say about that.
I mean, hey, I don't know. I don't have much to follow up with on that. I definitely agree with you. I thought race, when I heard the word the first time,
Yes.
I thought it had to do with running.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Fuck. Like, I don't get it.
But Ray Liotta absolutely kills it. And he's went on record, I'm sure you saw this, where he said he turned down doing The Sopranos originally, the show.
Thank God.
Thank God, yes.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I don't want to do another mobster thing. And if he had done it, that show wouldn't have lasted a season. Not because he's bad, but because it would have been, oh, this is a Ray Liotta mobster thing,
But-
done and over with.
How stupid is that of him? Oh, I made all this money and I'm so good doing this mob film. I don't
Every
want to
actor thinks that. Every
I don't want to
actor
do another one of those.
It's an art form.
I don't want to do another one of those.
It's an art form.
What has he done? What did he do other than that?
Fucking nothing. He
do
did
anything.
that cop show with Jennifer Lopez that was good for like an episode.
Yeah.
Something
He was
blue.
gay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. He was
I mean,
sucking that dick.
all right.
Remember, he's getting a dick suck.
There go any ads that we might get on this show.
There goes any ass we might get on this show.
But I mean, he didn't do anything. It's so stupid of
Nah.
him to say that.
It was
But
very it was great to see him in this film, and he looked kind
yeah,
of jacked for being an old
a
dude, to
little
be honest
bit,
with you.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
he gets killed, and then
Yep.
Dickie goes to see his twin brother
In
in
prison.
jail,
Yeah.
who killed the main guy, and everybody disowned him because he killed the main guy. So now here's Dickie who killed the main guy,
Yep.
and there we go.
And he senses
Um,
it.
but the thing that I brought up was, man, one of my favorite scenes in this movie, and we'll get to our favorite scenes, but the visual that they did here, visual videography, was so good when they. So he finds out that his, the love of his life, messed with Harold, or had sex with Harold.
Yep.
He freaks out.
She
They're on the
tells him.
beach. Yeah,
She does the thing where she's like, "Look, I was with another man." So he flips out,
yeah.
and she's like, she does the thing you don't do. She's like, "And here's who it is. Here's who I." And he's like, "What?" So yes, getting to what you said, it's
And
beautiful scene.
he kills her, and like he's so conflicted after he kills her. You see him conflicted,
Yeah,
but you see her body
just floating in the
just
background,
flipping in the waves. Like, I mean, dude, it was.
rolling with the homies.
There you go. I know someone that'll love that. But it is, dude. It was
Thank you for
just
that.
like it was. I was looking at it like, wow, this is like what an awesome scene this is.
Yeah,
Because again, like you just see her body, just like it would, like a body would. The
yep.
waves, like it didn't sink. It just
You
kind
know
of.
how a body would just float out there, guys. If you're listening,
Yeah.
just picture a body floating. And
Yep.
that's what we're talking about. If you're watching, it's just doing this.
And it's flipping like it's on tumble dry in the dryer.
Yep.
It's just fucking. But
It was fucking butt.
yeah. So yeah, he was great. Junior Soprano.
Oh,
Oh my goodness, a major character
your
in
sister's
this.
cunt. Your sister's cunt.
When I saw the casting for this, and it was Corey Stroll, I was like, I don't know. I was
How?
like, man,
How the fuck's he gonna do that?
how's he gonna be Junior Soprano? Like Junior, just iconic, one of the major characters in this entire like universe.
Correct.
Man, did he nail it? Oh, he was so good.
He
was
did.
so good.
He
The
even did the patented side eye while driving. The patented junior
Oh.
side eye.
He was the facials, the walk, like you said, the side eye.
When he fell.
It was so good. Because did he say something like he said
As he
something to Tony, like
Yeah.
smart, right?
Yeah, yeah. And immediately fell. And immediately fell down these icy steps. And everybody's worried except Dickie Moltisanti. He's laughing
Dickie's
at him.
laughing his ass off, and here Junior is It just, oh man, it was so good. What a funny scene that was. And he
Uh-huh.
brought up, how about they're talking to Tony at the dinner table about what he's going to do as far as playing football, and he says the famous line.
Tony's still a fat fuck here too.
Yeah, and he says the famous line. He doesn't have the makings of a varsity athlete.
I
Oh,
clapped.
man. It was so good. Like it was just so well done.
Yeah.
Getting that essence of Junior, like, and how
I didn't think they were going to be able to do it. I honestly didn't.
I didn't either. Because how do
Because
you?
you're trying to get the essence of a guy that was in his 70s at the time. So
Yeah.
like how do you play a younger version when there isn't one to have seen? You've only seen the old version.
Yeah,
And they fucking nailed it.
well,
And he was
absolutely.
stylish, by the way. 1967 Junior Soprano, stylish.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. He was what they call the drip king back then. He was
Speaking
drip
of
before
styling,
drip. Yeah.
Speaking of styling, how about Syl? Oh.
That's one of my things that I hate.
Okay.
That we're gonna talk, that's the one thing I hate. I'll hold off on that for right now.
Nah, fuck that. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
I mean, look, dude.
It was an impression, right?
Oh, it was such
a bad impression.
Cosplay. No, the impression was okay. but it was cosplay Sil. Like every yes. Every little thing. Exactly. Like you're doing it.
Give him he could work fast. He could work fast, Dickie.
Wow, that's good. That's
He could
really
work
good.
fast.
Yeah.
Here's a gift.
Oh, this was yours. The fuck am I
Yeah.
thinking? The way
What
he
the-
walked.
What the
The
fuck
way
am I thinking?
The way he walked to the door, like I'm like, God, I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
Like, and then they used him for like comedic relief because I guess his hair is a wig.
Yes.
Your fucking wig is huge today. Fucking thing.
Which okay.
Well, they
whatever.
gave reason to the fact that everybody knew Sil actually wore a wig because he had, long fucking hair. Steve Van Zandt, right? Or Ronnie
Yeah.
Van Zandt.
Stevie.
Yeah.
But then he shoots the guy and his fucking
Looking like Kingpin.
But that was
Bill
one
Murray.
of the, yeah. Oh yeah. But that's one of the things I hated.
That's
I'm
what
like,
my dick looks like.
well,
And Bill Murray's hair and Kingpin.
are we keeping that in?
That's what she said.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that was the one thing that made me cringe. I was like, they did a good job with Paulie.
I thought I could have done less Sil and more Paulie, to be honest with you.
And the thing was,
And
like,
fucking Pussy. There was a Pussy sighting.
yes, there was Pussy in there, and they did a good job with him too because less was more.
They
Like, they
gave
didn't-
his arc away though, as a fucking nod. If you didn't notice,
No, I didn't notice.
yeah, they gave his
Tell me.
whole. I don't remember the exact line, but there was a line in there about not narking, but something about like, hey, I'm big puss. There's nothing, I would never, something like that.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, I'm not saying he was involved in it already, but like as a nod, to us who have already seen The Sopranos, that's,
But
so.
the guy that played Paulie, Billy Magnuson,
Never heard of him.
never heard of him either. And there was a scene where like Harold came in, like he was like throwing,
Mhm.
getting ready to get in Dickie's face, and Paulie stood up just like Paulie would in Sopranos, like he's the toughest guy in the room. You know what I mean? Hey, there's females here. With the hands.
Yep.
I was just like, man, it was just. I think they did him justice.
I agree. I think they did Pussy justice also, like we talked about.
Yeah. Yep. Because Pussy's dad was in this, and I think Pussy's dad was that the guy that got killed? Pussy's dad.
He got a fucking amazing headshot.
Oh, great! It was perfect.
Yeah, because they were fucking him up. That's when Tony's dad, right?
Yeah.
Barenthal. He's fucking him up, and then all of a sudden, was it Harold's crew?
Yeah.
They they rifled that dude's head off.
Awesome stuff, guys.
It was like when Michael Scott shot Toby. He said, if I had 3 bullets, I'd shoot Toby, and then I'd shoot Dwight here so that it went through him to hit Toby. Fuck Toby. Hashtag fuck Toby Flenderson.
Oh, always, even now.
So let's get to the big ending.
Oh, at the very end. So Junior, and again, this is another thing with Junior Soprano. Like they got his essence so well. How insecure he is. Like he was always laughed at. Tony's dad does like 4 years in jail. He comes out. He's immediately on Junior's ass, talking about look at what Dickie did. His father died, and he stepped up. What have you done since I've been in?
And he's pissed off that the neighborhood that he left over those 5 years in jail, there's now different races living within it because guess what? Segregation happened and folded. And now, everybody's equal. And now he's pissed off about it. And he's pissed off that Junior didn't do anything about it, what would Junior have done? I mean, come on.
But Junior, so he's insecure about that. He falls down. He's laughed at by Dickie.
And me.
And everyone, the world.
Yeah.
But Dickie is such he wants to be Dickie. Like that's who he wants to be. And he can't be. So this blows my mind, and I haven't looked at any sites. I haven't read anything on Twitter or social media, but there's a scene in The Sopranos. I think it's season 4, maybe the first episode. I might be wrong. Um, where Tony gives Christopher the name of the cop that shot his father,
Correct.
and he tells him, "Yeah, he was bringing home a crib for you." And this
Yep.
cop shot him, and it's because the cop was degenerate, owed money, blah blah blah. So Chris ends up killing the cop and thanks Tony for that for like the rest
He
of the
gets
series.
he gets revenge for the cop killing his dad.
Well, that's not what fucking happened.
No,
That's not what happened.
not
So,
even close.
So first off, Ray Liotta's character, second character, Sal, in jail, tells Dickie to stay away from Tony, who idolizes Dickie.
Mm-hmm. He says, if you want to do this kid a favor, if you want to get him a gift,
yeah,
stay the hell out of his life.
So he does. And then he finally gives in to meet Tony at Halston's, which is where
Tony's
Soprano,
in his teens now.
Yeah, and that I loved how they went back to that too, because that's the place that, whether I don't know what your thought on the Sopranos ending was, but Tony met his fate at the end of that series. So they're in there, and
he's just kind of hanging around,
and
looking
fucking
around.
Dickie gets shot by somebody because of Junior.
Not in there.
No, it was at his house. He shoots him, and you come to find out Junior set that up, which to me, it's just there's so many questions. Like, did Tony know? Like, who knew? Like, how'd the cop come into? There was no crib that was coming out of the what? So a lot of unanswered questions there. But you see Tony they're at the funeral. Before we go to that, what a cameo by Carmela in this. What a great scene that was. As Tony,
that's when he first flips out.
Yeah, and Carmela, and it's funny. Like, she looks at him. She's got that look. Like, she's enthralled with him.
Yeah, she's
Obsessed.
a cheerleader, little whore.
And then
he's fucking tall, larger than life. He's starting to get that.
Yeah. Yep. And the guy keeps giving him shit about not being able to get beer, and he says that in that Tony Soprano voice and
What'd
facial.
you just fucking say to me?
Yeah, and then it's on, and she ends up getting hurt by him.
Yeah, she's like, "Get off," and he's like, "Wham!"
So it kind of,
not that I condone that.
It kind of, but it kind of, that's what The Sopranos is about. She's, she gets hurt by Tony so many times, but what a great cameo there. But Tony sees Dickie in the coffin, and they have like a pinky promise earlier in the movie, and he does the pinky thing with Dickie, and then you hear the iconic music, which gave me goosebumps, man.
Yeah, big time.
I was like, oh, this is great. What a perfect way to end this. And the theme song plays, and I think that symbolizes, okay, now Tony is Tony.
Yes.
Now he went from being this kid to, and you kind of almost see it in the face.
The song is almost Tony's theme song.
Yeah.
Not the Sopranos song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It just like perfection, just absolute perfection there.
So I want to back up a lot, because you covered the entire ending, which was a long,
except for one thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Except for one thing in the ending, I didn't.
Okay.
So Christopher narrates throughout this whole thing,
mm-hmm.
and at one point, this is what I loved, because I felt like Christopher's death in the series, I felt like there was no closure there.
I agree.
Like, I always wondered, like, man, what did Christopher think? Because he was being suffocated by his uncle, and he was very bitter about it, as he should be. But at one point he says, "Yeah, there's my uncle. He would one day give my wife and baby his pocket change."
Yep.
He says that, and then the very last words in the movie is him saying, and there he is, Tony Soprano, the guy I went to hell for. And it's like, holy shit. Like, we all knew it, but like, Christopher's in hell.
Oh, of course.
Right
Yeah.
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 So yeah, and that was the end. It was just perfect. So go ahead.
Well, there was the Harold scene. Harold was technically the last scene.
Yeah.
The mid credits. But I didn't think there was anything to the scene other than the fact that they wanted you to remember him last, because it's Leslie Odom Jr. He did a good job. He's probably getting a spinoff.
Yeah.
So back it up to
Back it up.
Back it up.
There it is.
Back
was waiting
it
for
up. It was Tony. My opinion.
Nah.
It was Tony. And the pinky promise, I think he took his ring because Tony always had a ring. If it wasn't that one, it looked exactly like it.
Yeah.
In the series, Tony had that pinky ring. I think he took it in that moment. I think he did the pinky promise and took the ring.
Yeah.
And took the reins, so to speak, is my opinion.
Yeah. I can see that. But I don't think Tony did it. I mean, because you heard a guy on the other end of the phone say it's done. Tony wasn't a killer yet. Not until that. Not until that happened at the end.
Dickie abandoned him.
Yeah, I still don't see. It was his hero. He was waiting there with that fucking chocolate shake at the end.
Exactly. He had to kill them. He's killing the maid guy.
I don't see it. I don't see it. But going back, what's your favorite scene from this?
Who do you think? Like, don't just say you don't see it. Give me your thoughts. We're talking.
I think Junior set it up. I think it was just a random guy. It was just one of the crew. Yeah.
So you're telling me it's just a random guy and Tony believes that it was a cop, or Tony just goes along with the fact that it was some cop?
I think Tony did that to get Christopher's trust. He knew it wasn't no cop. He knew that the cop didn't kill Dickie. He just at that point
exactly. But what does Tony know at that point?
I don't think he knows anything. I think the only person that knew was Junior and whoever killed him. And you saw the guy. It looked like Junior almost, but it wasn't him, obviously, because somebody called Junior and said it was done. But I think it was Junior. Junior set that entire thing up. I don't think anybody really knew. And Tony in that series to get Christopher's trust. Hey, I know who killed your dad. Here's his information.
I get that part. Yeah. I don't think it was a random guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was Tony, but
I think it was David Chase's nod to the fact that Tony got his head blown away from behind, and he starts his killing by doing this exact same thing that ended him. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I really don't. The way they built it up, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe could have been.
I mean, I know you don't think that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just tell me what you think.
I think it was a random hit. I just think it was a random hit. Set up by Junior. Because Junior could not deal with Dickie laughing at him and being what he wanted to be. But favorite scenes, dude. What was your favorite scene of this? Because there's one I got. There's a couple, but
tell me yours then, because I don't have anything right off the bat.
Oh, my favorite scene by far in this entire movie, and again, it's because being a Soprano fan, I saw in Michael Gandolfini, his father, the most. Livia hears something from the school counselor about Tony telling the school counselor of a good moment between the two of them. Mm-hmm. So she's in an actual good mood, makes Tony food. They're in the kitchen, and she starts telling Tony about these pills that the doctor wants her to take, which is, I guess, like a Xanax or something like this.
Like the first version of it.
And Tony's kind of pushing her to do it.
Come on, Ma.
Yeah, I mean it's
like the retirement home speech.
Yes, you could see them having that talk that they would in the series.
Yep.
And she freaks out, and Tony says something. At this point, I saw this and I'm like, wow, this kid, he's like, oh, I'm always being accused. Yeah. And it sounded just like James Gandolfini. And then she follows it up with the, poor you.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I was just like, this is awesome. Like, they were both just great in that.
I agree.
And again, it didn't seem like an impression. It was very, very just organic. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, that's the Soprano. Like, that's what the series would be. Tony, like, looking out for his mom, really caring for her, and her freaking out. Poor you. Like, it just.
I honestly think that is probably my favorite scene. Like, she blew me away in this movie. I did not expect that. I didn't expect her to have as much material as they gave her. She nailed it. She killed it. I loved her interaction with the counselor, where the counselor could see, oh my God, like this woman, this woman is difficult.
Like, the counselor's like, your son's got a very high IQ. And she's like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, who does that? Like, who does that?
Most people
And then-
brag about their kids.
But I think Tony's dad brought a lot of this shit on because when he came home, like she had that party set up, she had food set up for him, and he comes in like hot, you know what I mean? Like mad about the neighborhood, and she freaks out,
Hey, I have a question. Dickie Moltisanti's son, Christopher,
Yeah.
did he come from Josephine or Dickie's wife?
I think it's got to be Josephine because he said that
That
his
she
wife couldn't have kids.
So why
So
we missed like a huge chunk?
yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, because he was still with the wife the whole time.
Yeah, and she's like, remember Tony was like scaring the baby?
Yeah. That I could have done without that. I think that was a little too much of a huh? You see what we did?
He's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill. I agree with
the
you.
baby cries, and then the old woman says, "Oh, babies can see things from the afterlife or from the other side." I was like, okay.
I laughed out loud at that line because it was so horrible. That's what I mean as far as the script. I did absolutely love this movie. You said 9.9. I'm going to go ahead and give my rating. I'm going to go with a 9.0.
Yeah.
Just a 9.
Okay.
I think this movie was fantastic. The few things that in my head would have taken it to like a perfect 10 movie are not big things. A 9 is not a bad thing for anybody out there that wants to, go back and forth. I think anything above like a 6 is decent, and I think a 9's outstanding. So I'm gonna go with a 9.
It was just the for me, the Silvio thing, just it just and them trying to, I felt like put too much in to, but the Silvio thing, I mean, yes, it was a good impression. It was a hell of an impression, but there's no way, and there's no way that somebody back then acted like that. Like, it's just
because Sil was based off of a character.
Yeah,
it wasn't back then. Yeah,
no, and if you're a Sopranos fan, the casting was awesome. Janice, the girl that played Janice, you could see in her face. You could see in her face some of the things that Janice would do. Like, I was like, you would almost think that was really young Janice.
I did, yeah. When she started smoking.
Yeah. Speaking of smoking, one of my other favorite scenes, and this is a callback to the series, was they talked about this in the series. They never showed anything when Tony's dad shot a hole through Livia's beehive hairdo.
Oh man,
I marked out when that happened. I said, because
she's going on and 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 won't shut up. And he's driving, so he pulls out his fucking gun and shoots her beehive, her haircut, her hairstyle, the beehive of the 60s, and shoots it. And the look she gives him is amazing.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And there's people in the back seat. It was like Dickie and his wife were in the back seat too.
Yep. He's like,
I mean that. But that was great. And just the casting was just superb. I was just really, really happy with it, to the point where I think they should do like a series, man.
I agree.
They could do it. They could do a series. It doesn't need to stop here. I think
honestly would prefer a series over a film, or over a film trilogy, or whatever they want to do. Yep. I would prefer the series. Yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of meat on that
we
bone.
Can talk about it. Oh, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Not to me.
Not to me either. But yeah, there's a lot of meat on that bone, and there's so much they can do with this.
Chris, unfortunately, I have to interrupt you with something I'd like to tell our viewers, because I just saw that the time of the day it's Patreon time, to be honest with you.
Oh, shit.
Patreon.com/Sopran'Bros. SOPRANBROS. You can go there and support your favorite Sopran'Bros. And I can tell you this, because you guys have been asking for it. There are 3 tiers on there. Feel free to support us with one. Feel free to donate to us with another and get shout outs in the video. And then if you are one of the absolute top tier, big dick swinging people out there, there's the top tier for you. Please go over there, patreon.com/Sopran'Bros. There will be a graphic put up by Mr. Christopher Wylde. And Go check that out. Please let us know what you think of the show and support us so we can keep doing this and adding more and more content to the channel. Chris?
Yeah, and don't be an Artie Bucco and just be there for no reason.
Don't be an Artie Bucco and be there for no reason. Okay?
Which is what he was in this movie. He was just there.
He was. Oh, that's Artie.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck you, Artie. How about that?
Absolutely.
Oh, bitch.
Yeah, he was. It's a shame because he's one of my favorite guys.
Me too.
So we talk about food a lot here.
We do. Raju was in the fucking movie.
So I missed that.
Oh, okay.
Where was it?
Ray Liotta, the first one, not the twin in jail, the other one.
Yeah.
He brought it to somebody. He was like, I brought you Raju.
Oh, I saw, speaking of Ray Liotta, when Christopher, listen to me, Dickie brought him Schvoyadel.
Schvoyadel.
And the guy's like, I need dairy.
Yeah. He's like, I bought you Schvoyadel.
Like,
what?
Man.
Yeah. Sopran'Bros, Sopranos, it's all about food. It's all
Big
about
time.
food. They ate so many sandwiches and so much pasta in this movie. I was starving. And I was at the movies where they serve you food.
Oh my gosh. Fucking plates of ziti that were pulled out there.
Oh man.
Insane.
Just pulling ziti out like never mind.
But yeah, overall, man, I was really happy with the way this went off. You know,
yeah, I think the movie was absolutely fantastic. I'm curious to see what they make back on this in the long run because it did launch on HBO Max. Also, did you see it in the theaters or HBO?
HBO.
Okay.
HBO.
Headphones? No headphones?
No headphones. Just I had some surround sound going.
Okay. I saw it in the theaters, and I had sent you a text message. The only thing we had discussed about the movie that I personally think it would be better watched at home with surround sound or headphones or something like that. I don't think it needed to be in a theater. And I was annoyed with some other people in the theater that would laugh or clap at certain things. Like I can do that, but I don't want them to do it.
And I heard that throughout. Like I've been, reading some things that people put on, and so people are saying like it was annoying because people be like, "Hey, is that so and so, or is that so and so, or is that?"
Yeah, that's the whole movie, yeah.
So, but yeah, hopefully this isn't the end, man. Because and a lot of the New York Post, which who gives a shit? F the New York Post.
Yeah, F them.
They put up. They had a.
Go ahead, man.
No, you go ahead. Because
that shit, the fucking New York Post. Come on, those assholes. They're in there like what do we hate more than pro wrestling?
There you go.
What do we hate more than pro wrestling? We hate mobsters. We hate movies. What are we going to talk about today? So, the New York Post, we're going to talk about Sopranos.
Oh, my God.
What'd they say in there? What'd they say?
That it was like fake bullshit.
Exactly. See?
Yeah.
It's fake bull. Start the article off with fake bullshit live in theaters.
Yep. I think the headline was the best really was the last or something like that. It was something stupid.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. Like it was like the end was the best. Talking about the end of the Sopranos series.
How about the best of the best? You ever see that?
No.
Eric Roberts, Julia Roberts, brother.
Oh,
and
wow.
the dude from Footloose that's dead, the chubby guy from Footloose.
No idea.
He was a martial arts beast. Yeah, he was his best friend in Footloose, the chubby guy.
He was a martial arts beast. He was chubby.
Okay. Yeah, if you watch Best of the Best with Eric Roberts and whoever that guy is, they tear it up from like 92.
Was Rob Van Dam? Was Jean-Claude Van Damme in it?
Nah, it's like a D movie.
It sounds like something. Yeah, but Van Damme was in a lot of D movies.
Everything Van Damme did was A, in my opinion.
I mean, I love him too. Double Take. That's before I watched Double Take, and I didn't know. I thought he really had a twin.
That's Double Trouble, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah,
who knows?
Where one's got the hair slicked back.
Yeah,
I thought
I didn't know they could do that.
I didn't either.
I was fucking blew my mind, dude, as a kid. So I haven't seen it since. That'll be a good watch along.
What are we watching? I forget already. What are we watching?
Double Trouble or Double Take.
Yeah, If you want to see us do a watch along to Jean-Claude Van Damme's just incredible feature film, Double Trouble, let us know in the comments below.
Was he ever in a feature film? Like, think about it. Was he?
Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah.
I mean, Double Take that you mentioned, I think that's
was
actually,
feature film, was it?
isn't that the Dennis Rodman movie from like 98?
No.
Bloodsport feature film.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that.
Maybe Kickboxer. I don't know. I know Bloodsport was bigger.
Other than that, he didn't do shit.
Other than that, Universal Soldier. I think that was the first one, at least.
Yeah.
Crush 'em from 1999.
Yeah.
The first one was
Goldberg.
90.
Goldberg.
We went off the rails.
We're done. Yeah, absolutely. And we're coming up to an hour here on this edition of Sopran'Bros, the official review, instant reaction to the Many Saints of Newark. Excellent
Absolutely
movie.
fucking awesome movie. Great companion piece to The Sopranos, to the Sopran'Bros. Feel free to watch this whenever. You're already watching it, so why am I saying feel free to watch it?
Let me ask you one last question. It's important. Do you think if you didn't know what The Sopranos was and you just watched that movie, do you think you would still like it?
I would probably give it a 8. Yes, I would still very much like it. I think it was an excellent film. Do I think it was better than the #1 movie of all time as far as these kind of movies? Goodfellas? No.
No, nothing will touch that.
No.
You know. Jimmy! Yeah.
This was an awesome movie that I honestly feel was clearly set up to either go into spin-off movies or perhaps maybe television shows with these different characters. Either way, I loved it and I want more. So that's the point, right?
It should, and we got to hope that Michael Gandolfini doesn't act like Henry Hill and think, I don't want to do another mob movie.
Yeah.
I don't want to be Tony Soprano anymore.
I don't think he's going to act like Henry Hill. I think you're talking about Ray Liotta.
Yeah, to me, it's the same guy, but it's not.
Okay. Yeah, it's very different. I will say that because HBO loves to give us a tough fucking time, go watch it on HBO Max or go see it in the theaters. One of those two options.
Go see it in the theaters. Fuck HBO Max and HBO as a company.
I'm trying to get on their good side.
It's never going to
HBO,
happen.
give me a call. I'll leave Chris Wylde behind, and I'll be the Sopran'Bro, Zac the Sopran'Bro Connor.
You're going to be on at 2 a.m. next to Real Sex.
Yeah. What the fuck? Kids will be like wanting to jerk off, and then I come on the screen. They're like, "Fuck,
what's this?
I gotta wait a half hour now for Real Sex."
That's Nightlines with Zach Connor.
Comic-Con Confessions with Zac the Ripper Comics.
Yep.
Comic-Con Confessions.
Stealing that 2 a.m. time slot. Yep.
Oh, patreon.com/Sopran'Bros. SOPRANBROS. You guys have asked for it. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We appreciate all of you. Support us so we can keep this going. We can do this more often. We can get rid of all of the mundane things in life that we don't want to do and do this full time. Chris?
Oh, really?
That's all I got.
Pretty much. I'm ZachTheRipper.com.
I'm Christopher. That's it. Visit the Patreon. Enjoy the movie. Stay tuned for more Sopran'Bros content. We will see you guys later.
It's the guy, my Uncle Tony. The guy I went to hell for.
That's the guy, Adriana. My Uncle Tony. The guy I'm going to hell for.
It's Patreon time, to be honest with you.
Oh, shit.
Patreon.com/Sopran'Bros. SOPRANBROS. You can go there and support your favorite Sopran'Bros. And I can tell you this, because you guys have been asking for it. There are 3 tiers on there. Feel free to support us with one. Feel free to donate to us with another and get shout outs in the video. And then if you are one of the absolute top tier, big dick swinging people out there, there's the top tier for you. Please go over there, patreon.com/Sopran'Bros. There will be a graphic put up by Mr. Christopher Wylde, and go check that out. Please let us know what you think of the show and support us so we can keep doing this and adding more and more content to the channel. Chris?
Yeah, and don't be an Artie Bucco and just be there for no reason.
Don't be an Artie Bucco and be there for no reason. Okay?
Which is what he was in this movie. He was just
Yeah,
there.
he was. Oh, that's Artie.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck you, Artie. How about that?
Absolutely.
Oh, bitch.